Today we're back for another live news briefing for the Plague, the Son of Anthony movie. Um, of course, I am watching the live stream on my tablet as well. That way, if anybody has any questions while I'm doing this, we're just going to keep it about 10 minutes maximum, because it should be enough time to go ahead and say everything that we're going to say. Um, okay. I just wanted to make sure that it's recording right. So we got a few things to discuss. Location, um, not exactly revealing any more actors, but a little bit more news to come about some actors. So we got news about actors, not exactly revealing names, but news about how we're doing with some of them. News about location wise, because as you guys remember, the last briefing I talked about a few locations that we were going to try to get. So we got some news on that, and then we got some news. I want to talk about equipment. Basically, that we're going to be doing. I have got some more equipment for the movie um, that will help make it better, and it'll help make this as close to a professional film as possible. First, I'm going to go ahead and start out the uh, with the little. I can call this kind of little news. Is actor wise. So of course we know that we got me playing as the son of Anthony, AJ, um, Anthony Jr. Then we got my wife. She'll be playing herself, Alexis Rouse, kind of similar to how I'm playing, myself and how I played myself in the main show as Anthony. Then we got Lucas Dillon, of course, as James Ironton. Um, that he'll be uh, a new character. Of course, Alexis is new. My character, of course, was a baby in the final season. Then our son, he'll be uh, not by his name exactly, halfway, halfway. He'll be known as Dawson in the show. As we remember in the season finale of The Plague, we saw me, him, and Alexis all in the final scene in the one little shot. Um, but as of more actors, there is some voice actors. One of them is from hmm, well, I don't want to give this out because it probably easy to pinpoint at that point, narrow it down at least. But there is people that's going to be voice acting because, as everybody knows, the film was low budget, so it's hard to have a bunch of actors, and in the movie, it's got to have a bunch of OWU soldiers, One World United soldiers in the film, in order to make it to where it seems like there's 10, 15 of them. Me and Lucas Dillon will play all of them, and then we'll have the ones that speak be voiced over to make it seem like a bunch of other people's acting as them. So that way it can look like similar to in the main show. Me and Rebel Tea Time sometimes played the other characters, and Emperor improvised. I forgot what the word's called exactly, but we mirrored it and made it seem like 3 or 4 people was in the scene when really there was two. That's exactly how we'll be doing this film a little bit. So I do want to say there will be voice actors for the masked characters, which is the soldiers. Uh, there is um, there is another person that will be joining the cast, but I'm not going to reveal who he is personally, who he's going to be. Um, but we got another one joining. But so far, the only ones that will ever be confirmed is James, AJ, and Alexis and Dawson. That's the only four. Um, but moving on from cast news, I'm going to move on to the next big thing is the equipment. So I can't necessarily rip what I got. One of the things is on my tripod right now, which is what we'll be filming with: tripods, iPhones. Um, but we got a Bower mic on the top of the tripod to more catch audio easier. For some scenes, we may not end up even ever having to use it because that's where the next big thing comes in. I forgot what these are called, um, but basically they are external microphones. The reason you can hear me so good right now, if you remember in the last live stream, you couldn't hear me that good. I was going off my iPhone mic. I actually have one of these things attached to my shirt, and you can't even tell it's on. I have it hidden. Um, Thanks to these little things right here that are external microphones for iPhone. I have two of them that connect at once. That is what me and the actors will be using in the show, meaning in some scenes we'll see, maybe me and James or me and Alexis will be 10 feet away from, or 20, 10, 20, 30 feet away from the camera, and you'll still hear us crystal clear. It's not any voiceover, and it's not any, special type equipment, like boom operators. It's thanks to these little things right here that will be connected to our persons, um, that will can basically have audio recorded, very crystal clear. Like I can even whisper. I'm not even talking that loud right now. I may be on here in some people's eyes. I ain't sure. But that's like I'm not even talking loud now, and it's picking up crystal clear. It don't really pick up background too bad, which is a very thankful thing because some of the scenery is beside a highway. Like the bridge in the movie is going to be beside a highway, so there's going to be cars going by, but of course, we'll make it to where it don't seem like there's people in the movie because of course the movie's in a setting where there ain't going to be cars and cars and cars on a 4 lane. So these will help cut out the background noise. So that's what I want to go on about equipment wise. Um, and on to location wise, which is something I'm very excited to talk about. Um, so there's a few added places, and we removed one place of interest from where we wanted to use. Um, but as in location wise, we have picked up access. Birch High School, the town council of Delbarton, West Virginia, has gave us permission to use the outside of the school, the outside area. Of course, the inside's too devastated to go in, but we have gained permission to use the outside. Um, and then the West Virginia State Capitol. I know I've said before that we'll be using the West Virginia State Capitol in the film, but I still had to go through a verification. I had to go through contracts. So I did go through the contract with that, and I just got told earlier today that it has been approved, that we'll be able to film in the Capitol. Um, so officially filming, no matter what, will begin June 2nd. Not for all scenes because we're going to I still don't have a vehicle. So me and the rest of the actors, we had to be taken to some of these places by other people. So we ain't going to start hopping into a bunch of scenes, but the Capitol and the Birch High School are two that have to be done. The Birch High School has to be done in May, and then the Capitol has to be done on June 2nd. So we have no other choice but to go ahead and start filming for those. Other scenes, they're going to be filmed starting in June. I should have a vehicle by then. If I get it in this month, then we'll start filming other scenes this month. But it's looking to be June, July filming. As I've said before, plague people fighting scenes, we will have those, but they'll be filmed in GTA. So the way it'll work in the movie is, let's say I'm going up to fight a plague person. The film will kind of flash and switch from real life to flashing into a GTA exact same camera angle, just of a GTA character version of me, and plague people fighting them. Same as any major conflicts. If there's a big group conflict, then it'll be transformed to GTA. But that is how the film's going to have its little magical work in there to where I can include plague people. Because, of course, there's still plague people out in the world. There's not as much anymore because it was cured like 20 some years ago at this point. When Samantha cured the world, Anthony died. Um, uh, there's still some out there, so we're of course going to have plague fighting scenes. But I did want to confirm that. So we are going to be using West Virginia State Capitol. It's a beautiful place. The Birch High School is beautiful scenery for it being abandoned and closed for uh, 13 years, I believe now, 13, 14 years. It closed in 2011 in June, closed its doors, and they used the gym for a few years. But then it closed down, and it's completely devastating. As you guys have seen photos before, we're running over 10 minutes. We'll go to 15, but that's why I'm cutting it off because I do want to talk about one more thing. I mean, it's already been shown in a promotional image. Of course, I didn't share it here on YouTube. So I'm going to go ahead and show the fans that have not seen the promotional image. If you don't follow the Instagram, don't follow the Twitter, and in the Discord, then of course you've seen it. I'm going to grab that one little thing real fast because I know everybody's probably excited to see that. That's the last thing we'll do, but let me grab that. So as some people have seen already in the promotional image, we do have one thing, which is this was Anthony, and at some point at the beginning of the show, it was Anthony's gun for the first 2 seasons, and then Anthony got captured by Scott in season 2 at the end of season 2, episode 8, and he never used this gun again after that. He kept it, but he ended up finding a gold revolver somehow, and that's what he used from season 2, episode 10 to the end of the series in season 6. But Samantha ends up using this gun as of, I'm pretty sure it was season 5. She used that and a hat he used to wear in season 2. But as you can see, it don't look the same, but the explanation for that is, of course, it's been 20-some years, guns age. That's where their son, AJ, has just revamped it, changed parts on it. That's the explanation for that, but it is the revolver from the main show. I won't say it's not going to be in the first part of the film. It will be impactful whenever the gun actually comes into the film, especially the way it does. But for the first part, no, because if you remember, there was a teaser released on YouTube of it said AJ's gun. That's the gun I'll be using in the first part, and then at some point I end up getting the revolver. But I guarantee people are excited for that. I know people like Dan Reviews, Mega Mac, J Knight, Cade Woody, all of them were, very excited when they seen that. Again, those 4 and a few others, they're from the showrunner community, which again, as you see, The Plague, the Son of Anthony is a Anthony WR Productions film presented by the showrunner community and partnered with the showrunner community. So that's, again, if you guys see, if some of you guys see how it says Anthony WR Productions, the showrunner community. Again, that's where this movie is collaborated between. Because of course I have people from Anthony WR Productions who are helping in on the film, so to give them credit, I had to give half and half. So I just felt like this briefing was a good one because we had a bunch of information from equipment to the gun to location to actors to everything else. Every 2 weeks we're going to start having these briefings. Every 2 Wednesdays, so not next week, but the week after. 15-minute briefing max, no longer than that. We're reaching 15 minutes now, like 40 seconds from it. So I just want to say thank you everybody that attended watching the briefing. Thank you for everybody that goes back and watches it, missed it. And we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. There will be more promotional images come out sometime this week or next. There may be a new teaser. I'm not going to confirm that yet because I could be wrong. But I will say there is more promotional images coming out, more character promotional images coming out, and more news coming out in 2 weeks. I'll have more for you guys. So if anybody has any questions, drop them in the comments, and I'll answer them in the comments, or drop them on Discord, Instagram, Twitter, DM, whatever. I'll answer them. anyways, we've reached 15-minute mark. So some of you I will see in 2 weeks. The ones who watch specifically here on YouTube, everybody else that follows Twitter, Instagram, Discord. You guys will see more from me as 2 weeks go on. Rest of you, I will see you in 2 weeks. Anyways, this is Anthony Roush, Undead Freak 78. Out.